I've always had an innate ability to make money. I've always had ideas and creativity and EIEIO. What I didn't have was a system that I could replicate. Those vanity metrics of, people got 1 million followers. There's a whole bunch of people with 1 million followers that are broke because they can't get 5 people to send them $1 because they're not offering anything of value. And so that is the thing you have to really know, like, okay, I'm going to attract my dream client because I want to serve them. So if you're still hung up on being liked and getting, comments that tell you, I don't know, you're so cute, you're so smart, that's so cool, whatever that is, you're not building a business. You got a cute hobby. If you take this G.L.A.M framework, you can start moving forward right away. I've always had an innate ability to make money. I've always had ideas and creativity and EIEIO. What I didn't have was a system that I could replicate. So I was always starting over and over and over again. And which is probably why I stayed in a marriage where there was crisis all the time. And I always had my da 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 da, hero woman to the rescue. And yet I finally learned how to create a system that could replicate wealth and income and use that creativity in a way that it wasn't all over the place. And so that is what I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share my G.L.A.M framework. I've always been a glam girl. I was an athlete too, but I've always been a glam girl too. And so it made sense that that became the acronym for how I build businesses and how I build wealth. So by the end of this episode, you are going to know the G.L.A.M method. You're going to know how to gain clarity on how you use your story and skill set and turn it into a business. You're going to learn how to leverage storytelling to become magnetic and memorable. You're going to learn how to attract aligned, ready to invest clients and collaborators. And you're going to learn how to monetize your gifts through high ticket and high touch offers. So, hey, I'm Roz Clark, the Dream Doula, and this is Conversations with Roz Clark. So grab a notebook, a beverage of your choice, and let's get into it. So, like I said, I've always had this ability to be creative and make things work out and make money. And it's so funny. I just had one of my followers reach out to me in this catch-22 situation. And she was like, I really want to work with you, but I need to make some more money right now so that I can afford to work with you. And I was like, yo, I get it. Because early in my career, I started out in the arts and entertainment industry. And so as a young singer, I was trying to get booked in clubs and different things like that. And they were like, well, do you have any experience? And I was like, no, but I'm really good. And they were like, well, come back when you get some experience. Catch 22. If I don't get booked, I can't get experience. So what I decided to do is rent out the hottest little new jazz club on the south side of my hometown of Pittsburgh. I had a big family, invited my family out. They filled the space. I sang my face off. And guess what? I got booked. They booked me for a series of dates, and then I had that to show, and then other clubs started booking me. So it was that that creativity and that ability to, start bringing income in and doing what I love. And that's one of the other things I've always been, even as an artist, I was like, I'm not going to be a starving artist. Like that doesn't work for me. So I've always been about doing what you love and getting paid for doing what you love. So I wasn't waiting for somebody to give me permission to sing, rented out a club. So it's the same thing in life and in business. So the first thing that you have to do is get clear, like what lights me up? What do I really, really want to do? Who am I and how do I want to show up in the world? And so that's the thing. You get clarity. You get clarity on all of those things. This makes me excited. This lights me up. Does sitting behind a desk do that for me? No. And yet maybe you're the other kind of person. You're that person that's like, just give me a spreadsheet and I am the happiest person. Excuse me, I'm the happiest person in the world because I like structure and I like order, and that works for me. And I believe that you always have to have some semblance of structure and order. Because, like I said, as a creative, it was like, well, let me do this, let me do that. I've got great ideas. And, and yet I finally had to say, no, what lights me up? What brings me joy? So early in my career, it was being on stage. And then after going through a really, toxic and troubling marriage and having to leave and care for my adult son with special needs, I was like, okay, what can I do that still speaks to the essence of who I am and helps me get paid so that I can care for my adult son with special needs? And I was like, well, I believe I can talk my way to success faster than I can sing my way to success. And so I was like, cool. I'm comfortable on stage. I'm comfortable in front of a camera. I have information to share. I love working with people and seeing people live their dreams. So let me pull all of those elements together and build a business around that. So I got the clarity that I needed. I got clarity first. And then I was like, okay, so where do I start? And so for me, in my life and in my business, because again, I've been on the stage, I'm a storyteller. So let me start with a story. Let me start with something that allows people to come in to my world and allows me to show them that I get them. So it's not about me, 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 me. Because if you tell a story and you're already always and only talking about yourself, people don't care. People want to know, what about your experience can help me get to where I want to be? And so you tell a story in a way that is engaging, in a way that is affirming, in a way that lets people know that there's hope. Because doesn't that matter to you? What kind of people do you like talking to? Do you like talking to people that are just like, and then I did this, and then I did that, and guess what? I have this and that. No, you want to talk to people that say, hey, tell me about you. What are you interested in? Because when people ask about you, you're like, oh, okay, they're present, right? Like, oh, this is somebody I want to talk to. And then you get to talk about yourself, but it's a different way because they've invited you to, because they're interested. They want to know who you are and how you show up in the world. And that's how relationships are built. That's how you get confidence, because the more you tell your story and the more people lean in to your story, you're like, oh, wow, this matters to people. This makes a difference. So think about that. Like some of the biggest challenges that you've had in your life, there's a story there. There's something that you overcame, or there's something that you learned, or there's a way in which you learned to show up in the world that other people can benefit from. Does that make sense? Yeah, because sometimes we take what we're good at for granted, and it could be anything. It could be you are just the bomb in the kitchen. Like you've got a recipe that just makes people's mouths water, or you got that kind of energy that you just feel like a safe place, or you feel like a hug. And so people come to you because they know that they can trust you. They know that you'll be willing to hear them, most times not judge them. So whatever that special gift is, that thing that your friends and your family show up for all the time, or even the thing that you're like, you do it without thinking twice about it, but now take a moment and think about it. What is that thing? What is that thing that brings me joy? What is that thing that I can do without even thinking? And so, you start doing that and telling stories around that. So you've gained your clarity, and now you're starting to put those stories together, put that structure together that invites people in. And then you start, you're leveraging that ability to tell stories. So, here we are, we've got the G and the L. of the glam. You know, what's that song? L is for the way you look at me. So I have to come up with a glam song. But in the meantime, we're just going to go through those letters and help you figure out what this looks like. And just think about how simple this is, you know? And you may come up with, I don't know, boss or hot or fit or whatever it is. You'll find that when you start finding your structure or you start telling your story, there's a through line to it. So if you take this glam, and so I hope you are taking notes. If you take this glam framework, you can start moving forward right away. And so then you start attracting because you've gained the clarity, you're leveraging your story. Now you're attracting your ideal client. And what I see all the time, I see people just putting content out and it's just all over the place. You know, one day you're talking about fish and the next day you're talking about, I don't know, the sky, you know, or whatever it is. Or you're doing things because you want people to like you. You want people to click like or leave a comment, but you're not building a business. Like nobody knows what you do. You're not going to be the person that they think about when they need a solution because all you're doing is posting stuff, you know? And so, yeah, people are like, oh, cool, that's cute. Yeah, boom, like, whatever. And yet you have not given them the clarity of what they need to do to engage with you. So because you're not clear enough yet. So when you start attracting, you know, you've gained the clarity, you're leveraging your story. Now you're attracting your ideal client. And you don't need a whole bunch. So, you know, those vanity metrics of, you know, people got 1 million followers. There's a whole bunch of people with 1 million followers that are broke because they can't get 5 people to send them $1 because they're not offering anything of value. And so that is the thing you have to really know like, okay, I'm going to attract my dream client because I want to serve them. So if you're still hung up on being liked and getting, you know, comments that tell you, I don't know, you're so cute, you're so smart, that's so cool, you know, whatever that is, you're not building a business. You got a cute hobby. And like if that's what you want, cool. And actually, if that's what you want, you could probably stop this video right now and go scroll someplace else because this is not going to help you. If you're not interested in building a business, in generating wealth, in making a difference in the lives of others, this is not the right video for you. And no judgment whatsoever. You can, you know, scroll with what you like. And yet, if you really are like, no, I've got a message. No, I have something to offer. Yes, I want to make a difference. If that's you, if you want to make a difference, if you want to, you know, have impact, if you want to see people live better lives and you have a way to help them do that, then stay with me a little while longer. And we're going to get through this GLAM framework and help you to help others. So, you know, then so we are attracting your dream client. And so when they come and tune in, they're like, oh, this is what they're about. This is what she's about. This is what he's about. You want people to know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. That's the piece. How can you help them? So that then they'll want to reach out and say, how can I work with you? So that's the whole cycle in creating a viable story, you know, that makes people attracted to you so that they come to you and you together can work towards their next great iteration of their life. So they're here and they want to get there and you're the bridge from here to there. So that's what it's like. So when you're, you know, attracting your dream client, they're going to click with you. So here's the thing, and this is so important. Don't get in front of people being what you think they want you to be. Because if you do that, you'll never find your ideal client. Show up fully and authentically as who you are. because then your dream client will know, oh my gosh, that's my person. That's my person. They get me or I get them. So, like, let's do this. Let's make this happen. And so, the last part of this GLAM framework is you monetize your message. You show, people how you can support them, how working with you will transform their lives, how you can, you know, move from seeking out more followers to making more money. And not for the sake of money, it's because you're really clear on how you can help people. And then you only take the people that you can help. Like just a little while ago, I was like, if you're this or you want that, I'm not your girl. Like I'm not for everybody. I'm very intentional about who I work with, and who I won't work with. And I am so quick to give a referral. Like if it's not the right fit for me, I'm like, yo, let me help you. Let me send you in the right direction. Or at least let me release you so that you can find what you need, so that you can find what you're looking for. And then for those select few, I can be like, yes, I can help you. I can help you to reconnect with your purpose. I can help you to reconnect with your dream. I can help you to live a life filled with joy and vibrancy and purpose, getting paid for doing what you love. Like that's what I can help you do. So you see the clarity in that? You see, like, then people can self select and say, yes, that's what I want. Or I got to keep looking because it's not quite it yet. So that's the power of really being clear on what your message is. So you're not selling people, you're showing people that you can help them. You're showing people that you have something of value that you can offer them and that you can help them to get to a place and a position that they can help who they love and who they care about. So you don't have to chase the dollar. Like the money will come to you if you do these three, if you put these things in order, you know, if you gain the clarity that you need, if you leverage your story, if you attract your ideal client, and then you monetize your message, it's just this kind of natural flow that happens and helps, excuse me, helps you to help others. Does that make sense? So, like, are your wheels rolling now? Like, oh my gosh, this is what I can do. This is what I'm excited about. And I promise you, there is a business for everyone. There is a way to communicate. Like, you may be, I know one person, they have a course on how to play a harmonica. And that's a business. It's a viable business because they're talking about what they're good at, what they're excited about, and they attract their ideal clients. Like, the people are like, man, I've loved Stevie Wonder all my life. I want to learn how to play like that. And so that's what it is. You can do it without feeling trapped or confined or um what is it, not authentic, inauthentic. Yeah, you're not being your authentic self. And there is room and space for you to do that. There's room and space for you to show up in your gift, in your calling, in your purpose, and in your passion, because it's about a holistic approach. You want to live a life, like I said, filled with joy and vibrancy and purpose. And the way you do that is living in purpose. You're living on purpose. So when you're doing that, of course, you're joyful. Of course, you're excited to wake up each and every day because you're doing what you love. You're operating in your gift and in your calling. And the most beautiful part of it is you start impacting lives. You are making a difference. Your gift is making a difference. The way you show up in the world is making a difference. And isn't that what we all want? We want to make a difference. We want to be the best and highest version of who we are meant to be. So if any of this resonated with you, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell because I'm going to be bringing more content like this. I'm going to be teaching more and more. And if you're like, girl, no, 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 I need something now. That's cool. I got you. I have a reclaim your dream virtual retreat that I do about every quarter. But if that's something that you're interested in, if you want to learn more about how you can like get centered and clear in your dream, use this GLAM framework to start building your business and your brand to create the revenue and the lifestyle that you want, just shoot me a message, or there'll be a link in the description somewhere. Reach out to me, connect with me. I will put you on the waiting list so you will be the first to be notified when I do the next one. And yet, in the meantime, just stay connected. Like I said, like, subscribe, hit that bell so that you're getting more content. And please leave a comment. Like, what resonated with you? What was the aha moment? What was, was it the G of gain clarity? Was it the L of leveraging storytelling? Was it the A of attracting your ideal client? Or was it the M of monetizing your message? Let me know. Or if it was something else, let me know. And if you have a question, leave that down there. I read all your comments and I respond as quickly as I can. So I just want to thank you for being here with me. I want to thank you for being a part of my tribe, a part of my community, allowing me to serve you. So I'm excited about the possibilities because I know what is possible. I know what it is when you can take that energy and that creativity and put it in a framework that works, still allows you the freedom to be who you are and attract your ideal clients. So please, like I said, stay connected, drop a comment down below, and I will see you soon. And so, in the meantime, though, I remind you to continue to think big and dream even bigger. I'll see you soon. Be well. Peace.